a Guardian review of the president's new political appointees reveals a significant trend: the reappointment of numerous officials from his first term. This raises serious concerns, particularly regarding the leadership appointments within the Air Division. The chosen individuals appear poised to significantly hinder the agency's efforts to combat climate change. This includes two former lobbyists for the American Petroleum Institute, API. Alex Domings, a prominent API lobbyist, actively worked against policies aimed at promoting renewable energy. His lobbying efforts included opposition to subsidies for electric vehicles and advocating against stricter renewable fuel standards. This directly contradicts the agency's stated goals of transitioning to cleaner energy sources. His appointment represents a clear setback for climate-conscious initiatives. Similarly, Aaron Szabo's appointment presents a While he initially contributed to the development of Obama-era climate regulations, he later played a pivotal role in their dismantling under the Trump administration. Subsequently, he has lobbied on behalf of powerful oil and chemical companies, directly undermining his earlier involvement in climate-related policy. This demonstrates a clear pattern of prioritizing industry interests over environmental protection. Justin Schwab, selected as the Deputy General Counsel, embodies a staunchly conservative ideology, as evidenced by his affiliation with the Federalist Society. His alleged involvement in drafting the Project 2025 EPA chapter, a document advocating for drastic staff reductions within the agency, raises significant concerns about his commitment to environmental regulation. His previous actions during the first Trump administration, specifically his role in replacing the Obama-era Clean Power Plan with a significantly weaker alternative, further confirm these concerns. The Obama Plan, designed to meaningfully reduce greenhouse gas emissions, was replaced with an industry-backed plan widely criticized for its minimal impact on emissions reduction. Schwab's representation of major polluters like Southern Company underscores his alignment with industry interests over environmental protection. The contrast between the current administration's approach and the previous one is stark, as highlighted by Mandy Ganeskara, the former EPA Chief of Staff. In a July interview with Politico, she emphasized the administration's immediate implementation of its plan, asserting that they would avoid the process problems that hampered the previous administration's final regulatory efforts. This statement, however, fails to address the inherently detrimental nature of the plan itself. The EPA's chemical division also faces a similar challenge. Key leadership positions have been filled with Trump veterans who previously served as top industry executives, indicating a potential conflict of interest. Nancy Beck, appointed as a senior advisor to the Office of Chemical Safety, has a history of actively opposing stricter regulations. Her lobbying efforts for the American Chemistry Council involved weakening regulations pertaining to numerous hazardous substances, including asbestos, methylene chloride, lead, phos, forever chemicals, and PCBs. These substances pose significant threats to public health and the environment. The fact that she actively fought against stricter drinking water limits for phos, contaminants affecting an estimated 143 million people's drinking water supply, highlights her disregard for public health concerns. Lynn Ann Decleva, a former Trump EPA official and DuPont executive, will join Beck in the chemical division's leadership. Both Beck and Decleva have been accused of manipulating agency science for political reasons, including altering. This alleged interference undermines the integrity of the scientific process and raises serious questions about the agency's commitment to evidence-based decision-making. Further compounding the concerns, David Fatouhi, a Federalist Society ally, is likely to return as the EPA's top attorney. During his previous tenure, he demonstrated a clear bias towards defending major polluters against EPA enforcement actions. His post-Trump employment at Gibson Dunn, a firm representing major industry players, reinforces this pattern. His involvement in defending industry against environmental regulations, such as his participation in the legal challenge to the Biden administration's asbestos ban, highlights his continued alignment with industry interests. The appointment of Jessica Kramer, a former Trump Water Office appointee, further strengthens the pattern of prioritizing industry influence. Having previously served as water counsel for Senator Shelley Moore Capito, a known critic of EPA clean water rules, and subsequently working for a major industry lobbying firm representing utility industry groups opposed to virtually all clean water regulations, her appointment suggests a continued effort to weaken environmental protections. Her client's opposition to clean water rules for FAWs and lead underscores this concern. In summary, the president's new appointments reveal a clear preference for individuals with close ties to industry and a history of opposing environmental regulations. This raises serious doubts about the administration's commitment to environmental protection and suggests a prioritization of industry interests over public health and environmental sustainability. The cumulative effect of these appointments points to a concerted effort to systematically weaken environmental regulations and undermine the agency's ability to effectively address critical environmental challenges.